The Trump administration faces a high-level shakeup after less than a month in office. The president's national security advisor, General Michael Flynn, suddenly resigned late last night. This follows questions about his conversations with Russian officials during the presidential transition.
General Flynn admitted he didn't tell Vice President Mike Pence and other officials everything about those discussions. He is the shortest-serving national security advisor now in modern history. Keith Kellogg, another retired three-star Army general, will take over the job for now. Margaret Brennan is at the White House with the fallout from Flynn's late-night departure. Margaret, good morning.
Good morning. Well, Michael Flynn has resigned, ending that former general's more than 33 years in public service. Questions continue to swirl about the extent of his potentially illegal contacts with Russia, whether the president knew about them, and if they impacted U.S. security. After just 22 days on the job, General Michael Flynn abruptly stepped down from his top national security post. In his resignation letter, Flynn blamed the fast pace of events during the presidential transition for causing him to, quote, inadvertently leave out key details of phone calls with the Russian ambassador prior to inauguration. Flynn had claimed that the two did not discuss sanctions, a potential violation of U.S. law. Yet evidence surfaced Monday that the Justice Department had warned the White House last month that Flynn had deceived them about his contacts with Russia. However, Flynn was allowed to continue advising President Trump on sensitive national security matters.
As of today, we are officially putting Iran on notice.
Early yesterday, the White House was sending mixed signals about whether his job was in jeopardy. Counselor Kellyanne Conway.
Yes, General Flynn does enjoy the full confidence of the president.
An hour later, Press Secretary Sean Spicer released a contradictory statement. Quote, the president is evaluating the situation. But it was Vice President Mike Pence's anger at Flynn's deception that convinced Mr. Trump to re-examine his role.
They did not discuss anything.
Pence had repeated Flynn's misleading account in a January interview with CBS. The president will now have to find a new national security advisor in the face of global risks, including provocative actions by North Korea and Iran. Retired Lieutenant General Joseph Keith Kellogg, a national security advisor to the Trump campaign, will temporarily take over Flynn's position. He's also a candidate to permanently fill the job, along with retired Admiral Robert Harward, a former deputy CENTCOM commander, and former CIA Director David Petraeus, who will visit the White House later this week.
I, Stephen Mnuchin, do solemnly swear.
Less than 2 hours before the high-profile shakeup, Mr. Trump praised his staffing choices during the swearing-in of his Treasury Secretary.
With this appointment, I am following through on my promise to appoint only the very best and the very brightest.
This morning, Russian lawmakers said Flynn's resignation was intended to undermine relations with the U.S. But, Gayle, the Kremlin itself has declined to comment.
All right. Thank you very much, Margaret.